Oh shit. It is 10 a.m. If you've been up all night shaving dogs, or you've just come to from a savage K-hole, you better clean your teeth, comb your hair, shine your shoes, and put the fucking coffee on. Are you ready to go, LeBouf?
Do it! Just do it!
He's very keen. Very, very keen.
Don't let your memes be dreams.
All right. It is 2 minutes past 10. October the 12th, 2018. A further 24 hours inside the simulation, broadcasting all across the flat Earth. All the way past New Zealand and back around again. Jesus suffering fuck. It's coffee and memes.
Steady job and a couple extra potatoes. That's all I want.
You're getting on. You're pushing 30, Slugger. You know, it's time to think about getting some ambition.
Oh, I always figured I'd live a little bit longer without it.
Don't forget, kid, that what you're trying to do here is to be bright and chipper and entertaining and intelligent and sort of glitzy, and that's funny, and it's kind of cool, and it's interesting, and it's edgy, and all of that. It puts that facade of momentary charisma on you, and if you don't play that out, you actually fail.
Good morning and welcome to the Coffee and Memes Breakfast Show on Threshold.fm. The chat is filling up. Dead Bass, Mr. Merck, Anthony Ford, Captain Awesome, Squidgy Beats, Oliver Hooper, Tom Cam. They're all in there. All decent folk. Good-looking folk. They're in the prime of their existence. They're fucking jacked, to be honest. I think some of them are on the roids. I think it's possible. They're on macrobiotic diets. They're on they're on a diet of strong liquor and decent pussy, and it is working out for them. You can see, behind the eyes. There is passion, fury, and power. Oliver Hooper, will you be at Jiu-Jitsu at lunch? I will be. If you want a leg lock, you got one coming your way. Oh, Lord of mercy. There enough some ridiculousness going on in the world today. I mean, we've got everything from Hardwell to Tadgers, to Halloween costumes, to enormous fat gentlemen, to threats of violence to man-spreading. Hardwell, he's there. Oh, God, it's more ganja news. Robots are going to kill us all. And I've got a little NPC now as the soundboard.
Lobsters.
You're damn right.
Cool story, bro.
Hey, I will tell you a cool story. I was listening to, because you can have these as a podcast now. If you put the RSS link into your podcast app, the details are in the description of the YouTube video or on the website. I put them into, I used an app called Overcast for podcasts because the Apple one's shithouse. And it's got a feature on it that's called Smart Speed, where what it does is if you've got people talking and they're leaving gaps in between the things that they say, it scans it and it removes all the silence and it basically trims everything down. So like you can really just ingest the podcast straight into your face as quickly as possible. And I didn't realise that I had it turned on. And I was listening back to the shows. I'm going, God, I'm talking so fast. Oh, I really need to slow down and not leaving any gaps at all. And then he was doing it in the music as well. So if there's any like a little tiny gaps, like in between drum hits, it was shortening them and making the record sound a win. I was like, oh, there's something wrong with the recording. Oh, this is such a pain. I'm going to have to find a different solution for it. Anyway, turns out it's just a setting on the app.
Cool story, bro.
It's appalling.
Yeah, it's not great. So, yeah, it was a good story to kick the show off with. Right, we've got some tunes in here, I'll tell you. Might as well start off with this face tune. Oh, Sex Sells. It's not new, but it's a banger. Oh. Might as well just get sexy from the outset.
Lobsters.
Oh. Oh.
Deal with that dirty shit all day long.
Get dirty tonight. You know what dirt is? We're gonna get dirty tonight. I love it.
Gonna get dirty tonight.
Lobsters.
First meme offering of the day from Ben Wilson is up on the screen. Nice work. I give you 3
Lobsters.
out of 10. Actually, that's quite low. 3
Lobsters.
out of 5.
Love me, I'll get dirty.
Lobsters.
Anthony Ford in the chat saying face doesn't get nearly enough love. What would constitute enough love for Face? Like a line of people lining up to toss him off? It's possible. I mean, that would be potentially acceptable. Just one nosh per month from a fan. He doesn't get to know who it is, though. It's all glory hold. Yeah, all right, fine. What have we got? Fucking Nora, they're enough. Oh, Jesus. All right, let's start at the beginning and we'll just work our way through. STD-riddled bees invade the UK along with ladybirds. What is going on in these insect communities? They're just absolutely slagging it about. It's disgusting. It's despicable. These motherfuckers need Jesus. Just when you had started batting every ladybird in sight away from you, the STD-carrying little cuties, there's a new insect on the block. Yep, mating bees can also pass on sexually transmitted infections to each other. Basically, as far as I can tell, the bees, being that the majority of the ones that are flying around are the men, the geezers, right? Lads, yeah, you know, fellas. Bees are effectively the fuckboys of the insect world. They're just out slinging dick, basically, texting the queen at 3 o'clock in the morning, you up? And then just, you know, going around there, diddling, and then just not calling for like 2 weeks. And then, like, when they see her out and stuff in public, like, sort of, you know, making eye contact but not saying hello, and then texting a little bit after, like, oh, sorry, I didn't come and say hello. You look cute, though. With your sort of enormous sack full of children. And all covered in sort of seething mess of lava. You did look pretty fit with all that lava just like all around you. I'd like to bring you some honey, actually, at 3 o'clock in the morning. Pissed up, stinking of other women. Bees are terrible fuckboys. They're animals. They are toxic masculinity. Although it does appear to be more of a sort of matriarchal society, the whole bee situation. A lot of fellas running around after the lasses. Not that our society is that much different. According to the Mirror, experts say that bee fungus doesn't sound pretty, does it? Doesn't sound like the end of the world. What is honey? Just sort of bee mess, bee matter. That is transmitted through sex can have a big effect on bee breeding programs. Bees are just like fucking off en masse. Like, this is a real thing. That beekeepers are saying that they get a load of bees, put them in a hive. Then one day come back, they're all gone. And they don't know where they've gone. And that is happening to like 50% of bee populations. They're just fucking it off. They're like, we don't want to be prisoners in your stinking, you know, beehive gulag. We're out of here. And, you know, I've got wings and that, so they just jog on, don't they? Scientists from the Centre of Integrative Bee Research at the University of Western Australia, all right, levy some suspicion at this, found that the infection can cause a form of diarrhea. Oh, you don't need bees with diarrhea. That's a nightmare. There's nothing nice about this story, if you hadn't already realised. We don't reckon the bees can have a few antibiotics and have done with it either. The nasty fungus known as Nosema apis, you know, in case the bee ever screams it at you mid-flight. That's a weird thing to say. Cyber worked with experts at the University of Sussex and found that the fungus causes intestinal inflammation through fecal contamination, and it can be passed from sick male bees to queen bees. Oh dear. We all know what's going on there, don't we? They're talking about shagging.
Lobsters.
And hey, at least guests on Jeremy Kyle might have a few more excuses up their sleeves now. What, you think you got it from bees? No, you just shouldn't have been shagging your sister. Yesterday, we told you the pretty tragic news about ladybirds too. We say tragic because they're so adorable. They're slags. But at least it means they're not alone. They're starting to get a little STD-riddled insect gang. Maybe they could form a crew and start a pirate radio station playing Bricks Don't Roll on the loop. It's possible. The Harlequin ladybirds have flown in from North America and Asia, taking advantage of mild autumn winds to pursue hibernation spots here, and with the Manchester Evening News reporting that dozens of the creatures have been spotted in homes across Greater Manchester. The species are usually bigger than those, and blah, 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 blah.
Cool story, bro.
Yep, I think we've milked the banter flannel dry on that one. Any other additional STD news? No, there's some Tadger news going, and there's some Tadger and some bollock news, fat people news, GoldenEye news, Hardwell news, Kent news, and robot news. Oh, and Ganja news, and Billy Joe Sort. There's a lot to get through, guys. A lot to get through. Let's play that Kung tune again, Lifelike. I think it's a good jam. It's on program, and yeah, I'm into it. Seems like yesterday we pretty much got away with Rankin's Records on Facebook. They were trying it at the end. I could feel Zuckerberg's boozy breath on the back of my neck. I could feel his semi-erect peen just poking into my back. Awful.
That's appalling. Tomcam, I have robot news, but not sex robot news. I mean, same thing, really, isn't it? I mean, any robot is a sex robot if you try and stick your dick in it. Good douche! Channeling a bit of Brendan Sharp in the chat there, Anthony Ford. That's a great record. It's called Lifelike. It's by Kung. It's on program, the Ram sub-label. I'll give that 4 Lobsters
out of 5. Yeah, lovely, lovely bit of gear. Now, I do need to shout out the VIP list, of course. I'm supposed to do it at the top of the show, but I was overexcited to get into the STD fucking bees. So this is everyone who is supporting on Patreon for $10 or more a month. You get your name on the VIP list. If you want your name on the list, then please become a patron on Patreon. The link is in the description or on the website. The VIP list is Nicholas Goncalves, Tom Ryan, Reece Mosson, Oliver Hooper, Squidgy Beats, Parsons, Tony Hark, Pauly Hutton, Ciarán R, Michael Kedzierski, Matthew Tomkins, Dave Long, Joel Potter, Colm Murphy, Sam Howard, Tony J and Richard Patterson. A good list of bad motherfuckers. I give them all 5
Lobsters.
out of 5. I'm overusing that, I know. I'll try and rein it back. Right, okay, ganja news, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, you know it. Cannabis to be available on the NHS from November the 1st. We have a date, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Doctors will be able to prescribe cannabis products to patients as early as next month. Sajid Javid has said. Sajid, my man. The Home Secretary said that he will start handing out the prescriptions from November 1st. So he's obviously doing it himself. He's just going to take a big fucking wad of them, like they're bloody computers for schools vouchers or something. Just giving them out. What you got? Oh, hurty shoulder? Yep, there you go. Okay, come down lasting more than 3 days? Yep, there you go. Come on, what is it? Come on, whooping cough? Fucking have some. Light cold? Go on, get a couple of down you. The new rules apply to England, Wales and Scotland, Unlucky Island, and follow several high-profile cases, including that of a young epilepsy sufferer, Alfie Dingley, and Billy Caldwell, whose conditions appear to be helped by cannabis oil. Good times. Okay, I do have a list here of the ailments that can get you free ganja on the NHS and what you get in exchange for these ailments. What you get as a prescription, basically. Gratis on the NHS. Decent, isn't it? It's not technically free because we all pay taxes to support it, but, you know, it's... You don't notice it. I do notice it. Anyway, first is, of course, hurty shoulder. And that will get you 1/8 of an ounce a week and a single chamber bong on the NHS. Cheers, guys. Next up is knackered knee. That'll get you 1/8 as well and 2 packets of Kingskins. A come down lasting more than 3 days will get you 1/10 and a pouch of baccy. So that's worth knowing, perhaps if you're on the back end of a festival or you really have smashed it at a weekend, possibly Fabric, or, don't know, a 2-day long house party. Feeling of impending doom will get you 1 hash cake and a pat on the head. That's not bad, is it? You can't argue with that. And the last here is just at the, I mean, there's other stuff, you know, like actual real illnesses, but this is quite a useful ones to know that I thought most people just looking to honk on a bit of reefer can get behind. Upcoming family event that you can't bear to face sober. That will get you 2 pre-rolled blunts. So do, from November 1st, go and see your local GP. If you've got any of those issues, knackered knee, hurty shoulder, come down lasting more than 3 days, and they'll just hook you up. It's going to be great. It's going to be like one of those Californian dispensaries. They're just going to be like slinging out gummy bear edibles. You know, it's only a matter of time before we've got all that shit here. And it's just open season. The country's just going to grind to a halt, basically, over the course of a couple of weeks. Just going to, the productivity level is just going to go, just collapse in on itself. The viewing figures for daytime TV are going to go through the roof. Deary, deary me. Right, I should have guessed. Would have been an easy one to get some sort of ganja-related tune. Attention, random, downgrade this, neuro disco. Nah. Okay, look, let's have this creeper tune again. It's got Uncle Skibbs on it. It's by Break and Critical Impact. Anyone wants to make up some lyrics for it, post them in the chat. We'll see where we get to. Rock Velvet Radio, listening in Greece. Tried to double drop the 9 there, didn't work. Sort of worked. Kinda. Creeper, it's the Grim Reaper. We got the formula, we dig deeper. I swear, now it's like a heat seeker. They're trying to hit me on the hip, hit me on the beaver.
So the copycats, I need a breather. I know you be a follower, but I'm a leader. Really, you don't know me, I don't know you either. And that's the definition of a creeper. So the copycats, I need a breather. I know you be a follower, but I'm a leader. Really, you don't know me, I don't know you either. That's the definition of a creeper.
I must beg to differ, actually, because I have looked up the definition of creeper, and the Oxford English Dictionary says any plant that grows along the ground around another plant or up a wall by means of extending stems or branches. So, sorry, beg to differ with you there, Uncle Skibbs. I do sometimes catch myself and think, God, you are a twat, aren't you, Will?
Walk around alone wearing a white beater. It's the way the bass is resonating through the speaker. You need to put some money on the bloody meter. The shit will leave you leaning like the Tower of Pisa. Scheming on the women, all the mamacita. And that's the definition of a creeper.
I don't take sugar, use a Hermes-eater. It could be short for brothel creeper. Love to see Skibbs on stage at One Nation in a lovely shiny pair of blue suede brothel creepers. Woo! The little teddy boy outfit. It'd look amazing.
Makes the place shit. Time to roll a cone. I'm just trying to get you in the zone. The creeper.
Ben Wilson says he don't smoke meth, but he honks the reefer. Squidgy beats, pain in my shoulder, it's getting deeper. Says the NHS is his new dealer. Tomkins got himself a reader. Right, come on. I need to called up the gas board for a meter reader. Right, fucking hell. No. A man has been... man in coma after bulldog bites off his penis and testicles. No. Awful. A man has been put into an induced coma after his penis and testicles were bitten off by a bulldog. Oh, imagine waking... That's about as bad as come down scare, waking up from an induced coma and finding out you've got no cock and balls left. What has happened? What awful, horrendous scene has taken place whereby a bulldog... I'm going to assume they haven't... Probably not a British bulldog. I mean... They're quite useless. Their mouths are fairly useless. I'm going to guess it's something like an American bulldog or something like a pit bull or something. Oh, God. The incident took place at about 2:30 on Sunday the 7th of November. Maybe let's say 7th of October is probably more likely. At a flat in East Lothian, Scotland. The 22-year-old had suffered serious injuries to his groin area and was found by emergency services unconscious in a pool of blood. The unnamed man was taken to Edinburgh Royal Infirmary after being placed into an induced coma. The man is still receiving treatment, but it's believed that he has lost both his testicles and his penis, according to the Daily Mirror. Well, you haven't lost all hope, matey boy. There are some fine bionic peens on the market these days, and there are many sex workers with hearts of gold looking to help you out. Police Scotland spokeswoman said police in East Lothian are investigating after a man suffered serious injuries believed to have been caused by a dog. Emergency services were called to a property in the High Street area around 2:30. 22-year-old man was taken to... This is just repeating it. Well, you're just padding out the article by repeating everything. Inquiry into the full circumstances are going on. According to the newspaper, the bulldog is being held in kennels awaiting further questioning. Well... Oh, that's awful. Oh, buddy. Oh, dear. We should start a GoFundMe for him to buy him the best bionic peen on the market. Unless he was doing something weird. Why is the bulldog have access to your cobblers? I don't know if it's... I mean, if this thing's just torn your trousers off and then got at it, like that is rough. But if you're doing that whole smearing the peanut butter on thing about that you hear about in the movies, in the movie films, and then you've let the devil in the front door, basically, at that point. Bad times. Bad frickin' times. Right, let's... Moving on. Anarchist group angers London Underground commuters with no manspreading posters. Back to fucking manspreading, dealing with the big issues, yeah? Manspreading is something most of us were oblivious to until a couple of weeks ago, but it's been in our faces quite a lot recently, if you pardon the image. Following that lass in Russia dousing people's crotches with bleach, which has unsurprisingly turned out to be fake, this time the London Underground has been targeted with posters threatening those who manspread. The poster reads, "Oi, big bollocks, no manspreading on public transport or the class war women's death brigade will get you." And it has a big picture of some scissors. Now, the Class War lot is a sort of anarchist group it's an anarchist newspaper that goes back to the 1980s, and it's basically some unhappy communists that they just hate the rich. Like, I don't imagine they give two shits about the poor, but they really, really hate the rich. And they hate men, by the looks of it, and they think that an important issue to tackle is how far apart someone's legs are on public transport. I mean, really, as far as I can see it, the situation is, if you're taking up more room than a single seat, you're being a dickhead. Whether or not you're doing it with your bags, with your legs open too far, with a cup of coffee, with, I don't know, you're just sitting in an awkward position. Everyone gets their single seat. That's how it works. You don't drift over, and if there's lots of space, spread out. But, if there's only room on, single seats, don't take up more than your fair share. I think it's just common sense and common decency. But the insinuation that a group of commies are going to come in and chop your bollocks off for having your legs a little bit too far apart is perhaps going a little bit too far. I mean, yeah, I had a look on their website, and they've got I believe it's called a tag tree, which is where if you run a blog, like you can tag each article with certain things, and then it brings up a tag tree, and it shows all the things that your blog items have been tagged with, and it shows the tags that have been used the most, biggest, and the tags that have been used the least, smallest. And the biggest tag is the word cunt, and toff is also really big. And it's just all sort of eat the rich, kill the rich. It's, yeah, I don't know. It's a bit childish. I don't know. It's like it's like a college student that doesn't really know what's going on in the world. Anyway, God, these crazy bastards. What are you going to do? Hey, let's play Metamorphosis again, this Inside Info track. It's really good. Featuring Miss Trouble, some Viper.
Work that, ground warm, disarm, clip off. This amount of head gonna get you wet. We talking bangers, you took it to bed. See come underwear, covers moonlight. over here, taking the spotlight. That's how my life gonna get satisfied. We testify. Metamorphosis, butterfly. Metamorphosis. Metamorphosis.
Tom Jenner's in the chat. He's saying, how does he submit a news article? Tweet it to me, at High Ranking. Or try pasting a link in the chat.
Genesis, new wave. Silver Surfer, Friday to Sunday. Let the sun dance, blinded by sun rays. Too hazy for some better source shade. She can win the gun, put them to shame. Witness the fitness Olympic games. Get the gold, more money, more power. They're still swallowing while we devour. Metamorphosis. 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 Insects, spiders, and vultures. We hatch them, fight up with soldiers. It's conscious while you demote us. We're plucked in, take over cultures. We spread light while fire blazing. We chase them, eternally racing. Push come to shove, give them fluoride. Metamorphosis, engage the third eye. Why you sling your hook? Go on, give it up. Let me sing the hook. Don't give up. Get the run around to brothers out of luck. They struggle now, selling for pence, not pounds. The checks bounce, I'm out. What they wanna spray? Tins in the bins? Okay. Gagging with the mask, killing with the bass. That's a bigger task, force for you to master chef. Can you be the boss of your destiny and master it? Metamorphosis. 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 Taste it. So hungry in this mother, I can taste it. So hungry in this mother, I can be the one. Bullet in the gun. If some greedy mofos eat clips in your son. Metamorphosis. 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 Metamorphosis.
Inside Info featuring Miss Trouble, Metamorphosis. Woo! That is a beauty. A bit of action in the chat. Dead Bass saying, Mr. Rankin playing Bricks Don't Roll is almost as bad as The Game. Do you mean the rapper The Game? Do you mean the book The Game about pickup artists by Neil Strauss? Do you mean like the game like I'm addicted to the game? I'm married to the game. You know, I'm a product of the game. I'm a product of my environment. I don't know. The 9 is sort of the antidote for it, isn't it? Yeah. Anyway, Greece bans obese tourists from riding on donkeys. Greece has banned fat tourists from riding on donkeys after campaigners said the animals were being left with spinal injuries. That is rough, isn't it? The move comes after shocking images emerged of donkeys climbing the narrow steps of the Greek island of Santorini holding obese holidaymakers. They have blanked out the faces of the obese holidaymakers. Very kind of them. Lawmakers in Greece have since pledged to do more to help the animals. Yeah, it's not great, is it? The country's Ministry of Rural Development and Food has published a new set of regulations regarding donkeys' well-being after receiving multiple complaints following media coverage in July. These state donkeys giving tourists rides in Santorini should not carry any loads heavier than 100 kilos, or 1/5 of their weight. I feel like if I was really overweight, I've been pretty overweight in my time. If I was really overweight, I think I would go, I'm probably not going to ride that donkey. I think it just feels a little bit, I'm just not going to go on the donkey. I think it's probably, oh God, there are some big lads, on it, and they're going up huge steps. Yeah, I think it's, donkey rides are for children, aren't they? I think that's traditionally how it works. The child and the ice cream, and it goes up and down the beach, and then you give the donkey a pat on the head, a few sugar cubes. That's the natural diet of the donkey. Job's a good one. Not horrible like overweight British tourists. No. Dearie me. More. Where are we? Man admits himself to clinic after becoming addicted to Netflix. Dearie me. Right, someone's... here we go. Oh, God. Tony J has sent me on Twitter this looks spicy. Man on meth bathes in holy water before masturbating during church. I hope this is real. The New Zealand Herald. Fucking Nora. Okay, a 21-year-old man allegedly high on drugs crashed a North Dakota church service on Tuesday morning and stripped off. He looks like a dubstep DJ. Police allege Zachary Burdick had methamphetamine in his system when he entered the Spirit of Life church around 9 a.m. There, he took off his clothes, bathed in holy water, and walked down the aisle touching himself. The wannabe rap star had been at the church earlier, police say, and was asked to leave after trying to bless people and hand out the Book of Mormon. I'm very surprised he wasn't trying to hand out his mixtape. Officers in Mandan arrested Burdick on drug, criminal mischief and indecent exposure charges. Deputy Police Chief Laurie Flatton says preschool children were at the service. No. You don't need to be high on meth and trying to start a rap career around kids. Nor bathing in holy water and tugging one out in a church. Just give it a rest. It's probably not on, is it? Burdick's Facebook page suggests that the Mandan 21-year-old is an aspiring wapper with a penchant for the marijuana. He performs under the stage name Unknown with a band called the Street Poets. A SoundCloud account for Burdick invites listeners to blow a cloud and enjoy the show. Right, come on, let's find his SoundCloud. Let's do it. Street Poets. Sorry, Street Poets SoundCloud. Das Street Poets. This could be them. Yeah, from United States. They've not got a lot of plays. This one's called Everything. It's featuring KO.
Till I pop to the top of a hill. I'm so hot, that's so real. Every day I keep it trill. Every day you wanna feel. My music is so great that it's taking over the state. That's North Dakota. That's what nature chose us. I'm the reason why this state is getting cold, bro. We the best from the Midwest. We blessed. Nature told us that we up next, and I'm blessed. Oh yeah. Better wear your bulletproof vest. I'm gonna take your motherfucking neck.
Whoa, I better wear my bulletproof vest, because otherwise he's going to take my motherfucking neck. But the vest doesn't go around your neck. Jesus Christ. Well, I'm surprised that they're not famous and they don't have a WAP deal already. Here he is again. Zoned Out, this one's called. Oh, that's an instrumental, no interest. Knock the Hustle, this one's called.
And with a little patience I went and graduated. Who knew that from the basement I could leave you captivated with all the songs I'm making. I went from a cub to a full-grown lion. There's no denying there's no one more dope than I am. I
would deny that. I'm happy to deny that. In fact, I openly deny that there is anyone more dope than him. There are many people more dope than him. I would say everyone listening right now is more dope than him. He's been a naughty boy and he's in a lot of trouble now. His social media is littered with memes. Oh dear. about smoking weed and what appears to be rap lyrics about getting high. This kid is out of control. He needs stopping. He needs Jesus. He needs Jesus more than anyone. The 21-year-old is a father to a daughter aged 5 or 6. No one knows. The girl's mother, who is separated from Burdick, shared information about his arrest with friends on Facebook, remarking, "Well, there goes child support." Fucking hell. Oh dear. The church plans to drain, sterilise and re-bless the holy water. Well, thank God for that.
Cool story.
Oh, that's the wrong one.
It's appalling.
It's pretty bad. Oh, dearie me. Well, I wish him the best of luck on his rehabilitation, and maybe when he comes out not high on the marijuana and the methamphetamines, he might reconsider his path in life and maybe consider sorting his act out, tidying his room and getting a real job. I feel almost a bit icky after listening to those tunes. Oh. That's a sort of, that's kind of my version of cleansing with holy water there. Just a little bless from the 9. Okay, this is called On the Floor. It's by Sust, and it's on a compilation called Inmates on Locked Up Music. Some really cool tracks on this compilation. They've got a very sort of oldie-worldy D&B sound to them. Good old Tony Parker posted it in the Rankins Records Facebook group. There's some jams on there. called On the Floor. It's by Sust, S-U-S-T. That's great. I'm keen on that. There's some really, really good tunes on that Inmates album on Locked Up Music. A strong recommendation for me. 4
lobsters
out of 5. Right, now look, got this bloody these Boston Dynamics lot. Mate, the robots, the really terrifying robots. You might have seen them. Man, I just wish they'd stop. They're gonna, like, we're obviously all gonna get killed by these robots at some point or another. They're just basically becoming the architects of the demise of the human race. Which is not on, really, is it, when you think about it? It's not cool. You know, it's not hard. It's just being annoying. So, look, I'll get it up on the screen here. Look at this bastard. It probably looks a bit rubbish on the video. Oh, look at him yomping up there. Oh, what a prick. Oh, God. Look. Oh, I mean, I hate parkour people as it is, but parkour robots, that is taking it to another level. Oh, at least he doesn't have those sort of massive trousers that the parkour lot wear. Oh, that would be even more unbearable. Oh, but just getting killed by like a parkour robot or something, that would just be the worst way to go, because it would just like a parkour robot that's vaping or something. It just absolutely unbearable way to go. It's a parkour vaping hipster robot. It's probably vegan, and it's just honking on some big vape rig, just chasing you, jumping along building to building, hopping around. Then he gets an acoustic guitar out and starts playing Wonderwall or something, or Time of Your Life. Oh, then he steals your girl. He's got a thumb ring. Oh, awful. He's got some of those enormous skate shoes. No. He's got the shoes that have like individual toes on them. Or some sort of orthopedic. No, he's wearing Skechers. I hate him so much. This parkour robot bastard. Hey, the Don's in the chat. Big man Akira the Don. A wonderful, true gentleman. Right, come on, what else have we got here? Well, sort of somewhat bittersweet news here. Hardwell announces indefinite hiatus from touring and the music industry. Hardwell, he's not the best DJ in the world. He was, but sadly no longer. Hardwell is leaving the industry. Now, at first I was like, don't actually really care. But it does seem like there is a darker twist to all of this, as there seems to be a somewhat unpleasant, unsettling, and just general bad trend of mental illness in the... he doesn't actually say this, but he's like, basically he's just completely burnt out, and he's like, I can't do it anymore, so I'm just going to take some time off, bit of self-care. But recently deadmau5 has announced the same thing, that mental illness is basically, the music industry has just crushed him, and loads of other people are having a hard time. It's a worrying trend that I think we need to beat. I mean, obviously Avicii, like, it's yeah, it's not good. As much as it does seem like the best job in the world, there's a little bit more to it than that, and something with the sort of fine balance of the musical hierarchy where the rug can be swept out from underneath you at a moment's notice. Like, you know, you're only as good as your last shit dubstep tune, as they say. I believe that's how the Chinese proverb goes. But yeah, and with the sort of, I don't know, social media and everything, and just actually touring is like takes it out of you. So for me, it's bittersweet. I'm a sort of Hardwell fan, and I like to take the piss out of him at the same time. But yeah, wish him best of luck, and I don't know, maybe you get a nice job in a call center or something, or maybe some sort of you know, something a bit craftsy, you know, making artisan mugs or something, or perhaps a baker, you know, something using your hands, getting back to the sort of old traditional occupations, a bit of wood whittling, just a nice little bit of wood whittling, or a bit of sanding. Oh, just sanding down a lovely homemade artisan doorknob. Or maybe Hardwell's going to go back to run that hardware store that he'd always dreamed of. Hey, Hardwell. Hey, welcome to Hardwell's Hardware. We've not got much stock in at the moment, but, you know, maybe we'll get some in soon. Okay, thank you, bye. I'm Hardwell. I'm not the best DJ in the world. He could do. He could start an Ironmongers, possible, or a minicab service. Maybe him and John B will start that minicab service. You never know. Right, come on, we got left on the... No. Yeah, no, all right, I will do. Jungle Jam. Ulterior Motive. Let's get it on. This is a nice one. Yeah, basket weaving would be nice. Check out the Flux Radio boys. They're doing some awareness raising and some money raising for mental health issues. They're doing a live stream in November. I'll be hanging out with them soon to eat cheese and talk about jungle. I think we're going to wrestle as well. Got good news coming up after this. Don't worry, I won't leave you down in the dumps. I would never. This is a jam. It's a jungle jam. Tony J on Twitter has just sent me another absolute corker of a news story. That's Jungle Jam by Ulterior Motive. That's great. Yeah, I'm into that. I'll give that one 4
lobsters
out of 5. Right, okay, so let's... right, good news. GoldenEye 007 of N64 fame is getting an Unreal Engine 4 remake. Yes! This is something that Jim off Rankin Radio has been on about for years. He's like, why can't someone just remake GoldenEye but with better graphics? And it looks like they are. Is it really 21 years? Fucking hell. Since GoldenEye 007 was released on the N64, readers of a certain age might now be reminiscing on coming home from school and whiling away hours, annihilating everyone in sight on the popular shoot-up. No one's allowed to be Oddjob. Those are the rules. Otherwise, it was License to Kill, was it? The one where you one shot only, pistols. That was the sort of real man's kind of GoldenEye setup. Otherwise, you might have played one of its spiritual successors, like Rogue Agent or even the Windows conversion. Oh, fuck off. Heads up, gamers and kids of the 90s, this is your chance to relive those moments. It turns out that a team at Golden Zen are working on a remake of the beloved game. This is excellent news. It looks like they are just redoing the graphics. That's all you want. You don't really want them to start meddling around, overcomplicating things. Oh, it's going to be 25 years old. Oh, look, he's just going to narrate it. Right, he's up above the facility. He's in the air duct. He's coming down. He's going to shoot the geezer. And, oh, look, it's the same sound effects. He's going to come down into the toilet. Yeah, then there's the other guy in the toilet just over the way. He's taking a piss. Come on, he's got an AK-47. Come on, you know the guy's around there. Shoot through the door. Oh, no, he's opened it. Oh, there's no one in there. What's going on? They've changed it. That guy should be in the toilet. What are you doing? Right, you got to go down the stairs now. Come on, go out there. You're fiddling around. Get out. You got to go down the stairs. Come on, you ridiculous man. Right, come on. There's a dude down there. Go round. Go sideways. Oh, you're frustrating me. You're shit at this. It's the same level, though. It's the same facility level. It looks the same, but it's shinier. That's all anybody wants. That is all anybody wants.
Lobsters. It's appalling.
Yeah. No, it's not. It's good. So it's got all deathmatch and multiplayer mode. The reason that it was so good was because the multiplayer mode was so good. It was a really good one player and it was a really good multiplayer. It wasn't overcomplicated in any way. It didn't take long to pick up. You could even give your mum it and she would pick it up soon enough. Before you know it, she's got 2 RCP-90s and she's just gunning you into oblivion. Hey, that's good news. Right, what else have we got? A few coming through. Yeah, Kill Sonics. Big up Kill Sonics. I'm assuming it's Joe. Facility with remote mines. Yeah, the remote mines thing was annoying, though, because then you just go and put them in all the places, the sort of respawn locations, and then it's just... No, it's a catastrophe. No, I'm denying it. Sorry, Joe. Right, where are we? Okay, we've got another... So let's get into this other thing that Tony sent me. Oh, dear. This smart vibrator can be easily hacked and remotely controlled by anyone. As many as 100,000 users have had their private sexual activities exposed by a related data leak. Oh dear. Thought the Internet of Things was bad. The Internet of Dildos is so much worse. God, the Internet of Sex Bots is going to be a truly terrifying invention. Security researchers have found that a popular internet-connected sex toy is riddled with vulnerabilities and flaws. They are the sort of equivalent of the, just sort of a digital STD, really, aren't they? And they are absolutely riddled with them, which puts users at a huge privacy risk. The so-called Vibratismo Panty Buster, right? Is a smart toy that connects through Bluetooth to a phone. It's designed to allow the user's partner to remotely control the vibrator from home or from the other end of the world, according to their website of its maker, Amor Gummy Warren. Okay. But according to a vulnerability disclosure report released on Thursday, one of the several vulnerabilities in the vibrator is that it lets anyone take control of the sex toy over the internet. That's a divorce waiting to happen. That's because a quick control feature, which allows a user to send a link by text or email to their partner to take control of the vibrator, can be incremented. Each link is a global counter that just gets incremented every time a new one is created. So you basically just reduce the numbers on it by a few, and you'll get like next door neighbour's one. Woo! Just do it at the dinner table or something. I mean, well, it's just the price you pay for having a dildo in literally all day long. An attacker can guess the ID easily and therefore control the victim's sex toy directly over the internet. Is it cheating? Who knows? Oh, God, this brings up some really weird sort of moral issues. If you did that to someone and I don't know, is that sexual assault? If you hacked it and did it to someone that you didn't know? This is don't do it. Just don't. Like, that'd be an awful thing to do. God, the moral issues and legalities of this coming up in the future is insane. The researchers also found that the company's back-end cloud service for storing customer data was left wide open and exposed for anyone to find with an easily guessable web address. Usernames, plaintext passwords, chat histories, and explicit image galleries that users created themselves were sitting in a database that an attacker could have easily dumped and downloaded without needing a password. Deary me. An attacker could also gain access to the user's real names and home addresses. Oh no, this is a Black Mirror episode waiting to happen. Oh no. It's not known exactly how many users were in the database, and researchers said as many as 6 figures worth of users. The Android mobile app has between 50,000 and 100,000 users, according to its listing on the Google Play Store. Man, this is, this is how the robots are going to win. They'll start with the sex robots and the sort of like AI dildos and stuff like that, and they'll take us down sexually, socially, and they'll just drive us into the ground. It's truly terrifying, ladies and gentlemen. Truly goddamn terrifying. Let's cheer ourselves up with Laser Cat by Posse. I think that's the only option. Dead Bass in the chat. Your last 2 comments. I very much feel you. I'd like to do some podcasts with some people who know more than I do about this stuff. Yeah. Need more conversations. Well, this concludes another week of Coffee and Memes. Thank you all for joining me on this crazy ride. Again, a big thank you to everyone on the VIP list. That's those supporting on Patreon for $10 or more a month. It's Nicholas Goncalves, Tom Ryan, Reece Mosson, Oliver Hooper, Squidgy Beats Parsons, Tony Hark, Pauly Hutton, Ciarán R, Michael Kedzierski, Matthew Tomkins, Dave Long, Joel Potter, Colm Murphy, Sam Howard, Tony J and Richard Patterson. What a bunch of bad motherfuckers. If you're listening, you need your name on that list. It's getting shouted out at the beginning and end of every show. Just hit the Patreon link either on the website or in the YouTube description and support us. We're going to make this station bigger, better. We're going to make Britain great again. Not Creeper again. Come on, are you absolutely mad? Thank you very much for tuning in, everybody. If you want this as a podcast, you can get it. The easiest way is to go to the archive section of threshold.fm and it will explain how to do it until it's up officially, but you can put the RSS link into any podcast app and get it. These are out every day. I'm here every weekday morning, 10 a.m. Just getting it done. Just on the YouTubes, on threshold.fm, getting it done. If you want to send me news stories to read out, probably the easiest way is either on Facebook, my High Ranking page, the Threshold page, or tweet me at High Ranking. Or email me, will@threshold.fm. If you want to do a show on threshold.fm, if that's something of interest to you, if you've got an idea for something cool, something different, something interesting, whether it's a podcast, whether it's a chat show, whether it's a mixed show, a presented show like this, if you've got an interesting idea, I want to know about it. Email me, will@threshold.fm. Let's chat. Let's cyber. No, all right, sorry.
Lobsters.
Thank you so much for listening this week. That's 3 weeks in a row now. I'm pleased, 15 episodes deep. Damn, we balls deep up in this shit. So everyone in the chat, oh, it's gone. No, it's back. What's going on? I'm very confused. Look, rough, bad internet. Sorry about this, ladies and gentlemen. This is appalling. It's appalling.
It's appalling.
It's bad. Okay, thank you very much for listening. You're all wonderful people. I will see you very soon. I'll see you next week.